All right, so just to kick it off, I thought I'd show you. This is the last guitar I made. I put my initials on the 12th fret. It's somewhat of a D18 copy. Sorry, the light from the computer is reflecting there with my backing tracks displayed. But I didn't stain the wood. I left it natural mahogany. But it's figured. It's pretty new. I think I still have some dust particles in there. But grab a pick. This one is a very bright guitar that has, it's got some low end, but I feel like this build I went really thin on the top, and I feel like that made it a little airy and like bright, but not as punchy as it could be, if that makes sense. I feel like those terms are kind of working against each other, but you know, they say explaining sound is like the hardest thing to really explain because we don't really have the right words to actually say what we mean. So bear with me when I start talking about tone and all these things. But yeah, so this one I did stain the neck too, which was more a practice run because the guitar I had to build after I had to stain the neck, and I'm still working on that one. But this one I did basically the same kind of stain you would get at a hardware store, the liquid stain, and I had them do like the standard mahogany. But what's interesting to me is that everyone in the world seems to think mahogany looks like this, where mahogany actually looks like this. This is figured, but this is the natural color of mahogany. But we're all accustomed to thinking it looks like this. Why that is, I don't know, but people have been staining mahogany pretty much since they've been building things with it in the 1800s, which I thought was interesting. Just in general, you know, they would call this naked, but this is mahogany. But this is actually stain that made it darker. Anyways, I did find that method, however, was not the best way. The right way to do it would be some pore filler that had the stain, the color in it, that could get into all the pores. That way when you sand it, it's still in there. Whereas this way, when I did it, I found that, see, like that little sand through, because it was just wiped on stain. When you go to sand it back down, it would just be like the stain. It's so easy to sand the stain off of a certain area, which was kind of cool because this guitar, it was kind of rustic looking, very distressed almost. So it was, you know, I could live with it. It was for me. Got a little volute carved there too. I've been making them bigger now, but that's a small one. One of my friends in Ohio calls it a dart, but it's technically a volute, Eric. But put Waverly's on this guy too. But I do love me some Waverly's. It's hard to play anything without Waverly's, if you ask me. If you can't stay in tune, what can you do? But this one also has the 2 5/16 pre-war string spacing, which I found I really like, because like this song, for example. It's a Lonesome Moonlight Waltz, but point being, when you pick these strings, and I don't really have fat fingers. I should say, because people that are watching this are probably going to wonder what's wrong with my middle finger. Um, about 6, 7 years ago, the tendon was cut in my finger, and I think a lot of people watch my videos on Facebook, or that's mostly where I got most of my views at, was sharing stuff to the bluegrass pages and stuff. But I think that's something that people were wondering, and no one really quite felt like asking. But since this is a channel all about me, I should probably tell you that my tendon was cut in my hand a long time ago on that middle finger, and that is as far as it goes. I cannot bend it back any further, and it is often a little red on the knuckle because that's where they cut it open. And it's actually an entirely long, crazy story that I'll probably tell you sometime. But if I ever get lots and lots of money, that hospital totally owes me. But we won't go into that right now. But anyways, so yeah, it doesn't bend past there. It doesn't bend past there. And I also have a fairly unique playing style I think I've developed on accident because of that, because my middle finger has always been weaker than the other fingers. So basically, I've had to rely on the fingers around it to be a lot stronger, which is not necessarily a terrible thing. You know, when it first happened, I was not able to use that finger at all, and I actually figured out how to play guitar without it. So over time, it got better and better, and at some point, I might have a surgery for that. But as of now, it works. Sometimes it hurts really bad, and I just pretend like it doesn't because I'm at a gig or on stage, and you just can't. You know, what am I gonna do? Be like, oh, my finger hurts, I can't play. That's not gonna fly very well. So I get through it, but one day I hope it'll be back to where it should be. I don't really have the money for that right now or anything. So anyways, point being, there you go. Now you know why my finger looks weird. So like I said, I'm just showing you this guitar. This is the first thing I wanted to show you because it was sitting right here, and there's going to be a lot of videos on improvisational flat picking, which to me is the most fun part about this kind of music. And like bluegrass is, you know, because I got into acoustic guitar at about 15, just over 10 years ago, and I was just in love with it and obsessed with it because it was so demanding that it took everything I had to be able to play this kind of music, and it was just so much fun and always challenging. And you know, once I got a band and started playing with people and realizing you know, what it really was that made it so much fun was the fact that in bluegrass, you know, you want to be tasteful and melodic, but my main idol has always been Tony Rice. He just passed away last Christmas, and there's literally a lot of people out there that are really great, and I would hate to even say this, but might even be better in some regards. But Tony, like it's in his name, Tony, had this tone and this way to pull these notes and these timing things that he did that were different than anyone else out there. And it was very flavorful and tasteful and just gorgeous the way he would do the things he would do. And that's why all these people, you know, love him so much. And I saw that right out the gate before I even knew any other bluegrass flat pickers. I knew, you know, I saw Tony play in a couple videos, and I was like, that's what I want to do. Not exactly like him. I'm never saying I'll be exactly like him. I'm never saying I'll do anything quite like he does. But the fact that how he added his own flavor and the way he did it, and that's what I want to get into on these videos. And just, not exactly like, okay, this is a Tony Rice thing, but how can we add our own flavor, And of course, I have copied a lot of Tony things. I've watched a lot of Tony Rice lesson videos and other people doing Tony Rice lesson videos. So you're going to get some of that too. But I think if you're here for the guitar playing, I think we should all think how we can make it our own still. Because, I love playing my Tony Rice licks and copying him. But at the same time, there's only so many notes, but there's always got to be something original about you. But that's what made Tony so special. But that, and then, like I said, I'm going to be playing some original songs that are some bluegrass, some not. Honestly, a lot of them aren't. But some stuff I'm going to be recording at Fame Studios, putting out a solo album with all the studio musicians backing me up, thankfully. And also doing some guitar building stuff. So I was going to kind of show you my whole life, if that makes sense, everything I love. So, and if anyone wants me to, focus on a certain direction, feel free to say something. And all right, well, that's it. This is the first couple videos. So thank you so much. Have a good time.